What is good, YouTube? Quinn Way basketball analysis coming to y'all Friday night. Watching me some Sixers, Clippers, and the Sixers win the game. But you don't talk about my Celtics, who went on a struggle, but I didn't panic. I didn't go crazy because I was doing that the entire year. But they pick up Jabari Parker, and this is a torn video because I had a lot of love and support for Jabari Parker in high school before he even went to college. And I loved him in college, and I couldn't wait to see him in the NBA. He was a guy that was torn by injuries, and it really took a lot of his mobility away and his athleticism, his attitude towards the game didn't help. Not willing to play team defense, not willing to be a great passer, scorer, all around player that the team needed him to be. Had tunnel vision, really wanted to score the basketball, rebound, but didn't overall make guys better, teammates better. And even though he always been a solid player with a game that's made for the NBA when it comes to the offensive end, so many small things held him back. So many small things, stopped him, whether it was injuries, attitude, or even team creation, the teams he chose to play for, or not playing hard enough, working hard enough, or even just buying in to a team concept stopped him, for reaching those goals of being a superstar, all-star caliber player in the league. And even though I still have respect for him, I still do believe that he is an NBA player. I still do believe he can be a contributor depending on the role and what you need him to do. I think I really don't know, to be honest, how long he's going to be in the league. It is really no need for a guy like Jabari Parker, especially if he isn't going to be a great three-point shooter, if he's not going to defend as a switchable forward. Um, and he is a guy that has been able to play multiple positions because of his size and his stockiness and his mobility. But he never been a great rim protector, never been a great help defender, never been a great nail defender. Um, and it's unfortunate because he had everything that you needed. And he was a guy that was hungry at one point to prove that he belonged in this league and prove that he can be a star in this league. And it just doesn't seem like his head was in the right space to accomplish those goals, especially after, every time he started to figure things out number wise, he will go down with, you know, a wall hits him and he has to get back up. And I always tell people the worst part about walls is once you feel how hard it hits you, once you fall down and you wake up, once you get knocked out and realize you lost. Um, it's hard to get back up and continue to repeat that process when it's that devastating. And for him to have those major injuries that cost him so much time and years that he couldn't even develop because he had to rehab just to be able to get back on the floor, and teams giving up on him and teams not fully buying into what he is as a person and as a player really became catastrophic to his career and his mentality towards the NBA and towards teammates and also as a player. And I feel like these are probably his last days because if you're not going to defend and you're not going to be able to punish switches and you're not going to be able to shoot the three while also being able to do multiple things offensively without the ball, because you look at it, and the main reason why I say that, you look at a team like the Kings, they go through Hallenberg, they go through guys like De'Aaron Fox, but it's no difference on the Celtics. You have Kimba. You have Smart. They like to have the ball in their hands and they like to make decisions and plays. But look, same with Jaylen Brown. Same with Tatum. If you're not going to be able to get in and fit in, you're not going to have a huge amount of minutes, especially because they just brought in Fournier. And Fournier is supposed to be that guy that's going to score, facilitate, and hit shots when people are not paying attention to those guys. And that's what Jabari Parker should have been doing, but he never was able to buy into it and never felt like he had to. And that's just not how the league works. You're owned by these teams in a certain sense, and they cut you whenever they want to. They do whatever you want, whatever they want you to do. If you're not going to do it, or you feel like you don't have to do it. They can just let you go, and it's up to another team to pick you up and keep you. If not, your days in the league is over. So I really want to see what Jabari Parker has left in the tank because he played for the Sacramento Kings and they didn't really use him. He didn't really play. But you can say that about the last couple teams that he played for. It never worked out, never came close to working out, and he just became a journeyman. This guy is not that old. This guy still had a lot of potential even after the injuries. He still was able to get up. He still was able to blow past. He still was able to score in the mid post, whether it's banging and swinging or just relying on that mid range jumper. But that only got him so far. And you can say he is Carmelo light, but at least Carmelo was able to be effective. And, he was able to mature into that role even as he got older. Jabari Parker has been scattered throughout his whole career, and he just don't have the reputation that Carmelo has because he did it at a higher level and he was dominant for majority of his career. So people look at him different, and at least he was able to eventually buy into a role in Portland. And even though he has good games here and there, he's comfortable coming off the bench, and he's comfortable within who he is as a player and what he brings to the table. And I just didn't see that in Jabari Parker the last 3 to 5 years. But if I had to be honest, this is a move that really doesn't make much difference for the Celtics. As if it doesn't work out, they can always waive him. If it don't work out, they can always replace him, just like they did with Wagner. Um, Jabari Parker isn't a guy that we're counting on to be a big change or big difference maker, as the guys that we pretty much have healthy are going to be the guys playing the most minutes and getting the most opportunity. Um, and that's how it's been all season. I don't really see our rotation changing much unless somebody goes down with an injury. Then I can see Jabari Parker getting major minutes. Other than that, I expect Tatum Brown and Fournier to get majority of those wing minutes. And Jabari Parker gets, what's left. Outside if they want to go small with Neesmith and other guys that they have on his roster. So honestly, as a Celtics fan, I'm not too enthused. I'm not going mind blown over this acquisition. I think Jabari Parker is at the tail end, so if he does have something left in the tank, it's best to show it now. Because if you don't show it now, then this could be the ending of his career um, within the next couple 1 to 2 years, and he still has enough to be on the NBA roster. Do he has enough to be a significant difference maker? Does he have enough, to build upon another couple years? Is all in his mentality, how he approaches it, how he accepts it, and how he changes his game for whatever team that he decides to play for. That can determine how long he has left in the league. Other than that, he has the body, he has the mobility, he has the size, and the scoring ability to make it to a team. It just will he accept it? Does he want it? And does the team want him around if he doesn't? So, to me, as a Celtics fan, I'd rather have Jabari Parker than not, because there's not really too many good free agents left right now that can fill the role that we need, as we do need a wing, and we have one now. I'd rather have him than Mo Wagner, to be honest. But at the same time, I wasn't really excited for Mo Wagner either, and I didn't really think he was going to be a huge difference maker. So having Jabari Parker as your ninth, 10th man isn't the worst case scenario, I guess, but it's also not a scenario that you're really going crazy over because he's your eighth or ninth, 10th man. So this is not a good sign for his career. This is not what you want to see if you Jabari Parker. But at the same time, we can just hope he uses getting cut by the Kings as motivation. And even though they gave him that 2 year, I don't really know if he's going to actually make it to the second year. We really don't know. Most likely not, because we know Danny Ainge and what he does when it comes to roster manipulation. But other than that, hopefully we can get the best of Jabari Parker, because it's only going to help our team be better. is only going to help our team be deeper, and it's going to only help our team in the future if he can really, accept his role and, play his game and, change how he approaches the game and how he conducts himself. Maybe he can be a difference maker in 5 to 15 minutes on a playoff team. So my Celtics, we got some wants on in the deadline, and we got some pickups during the buyout. Now it's just about playing our best basketball, playing together, knocking down shots, trusting and believing in each other. And at the end of the day, this core been together for a year already. This is the second year. Maybe we can get it right before the playoffs start and go in looking for a bang and shake up, and hopefully can get back to the conference finals and see what happens. Other than that, Quinn Wade basketball analysis signing out. Not too enthused, not too excited, not expecting anything crazy, but I still had to cover it, and I still got love and respect for Jabari. I'm hoping for the best, and let's see what he got left in the tank and what he's gonna do as his career is dependent on these last couple moves, and we'll see what he does with it.